They kicked the first 5 goals of the game. Neither ruckman touched it. Ling, long break on the bench. Approaching three-quarter time, back in the action.
So Blake, Gardner, Corey, the third man up. Fisher.
On the ball. Yes, no 10.
So didn't dispose of it correctly. And Rook gets an important free kick for Geelong. Low one, Chapman. And again, a 50-metre shot if he goes for it. Now plays on to get some momentum. He's corralled. Enright, Chapman. Still can't quite get the right angle. Selwood loads up. It won't be a goal. It just had to get it into the right player's hands. But seen Geelong with the ball at 50 a lot today, haven't we? Gilbert's such an important player for the Saints. Ray couldn't take the mark. They've got some numbers. Hayes, very, very good. Lovely kick to Revo. Inboard. Fisher. Hayes again. Now Kosicki wants it and he's going to find him. That's a lovely build-up. He's got players running, Cozzy. Can he go the distance? Well, he has to now. He had a couple of options. They were 50-50s, and he thought, I'll take responsibility.
He's got the length. It's only a matter of whether we can kick it this accurately from this long range.
About to find out. Looking good. Looking very good. He's kicked it. The Twin Towers have got 5 between them.
Everything is on the line now. Aretha Franklin sang about it. Now they're playing for it. Rucks go at it. Fell at their feet. Selwood again. Such a willing worker. Clattered in there. Del Santo flicks it out. Graham. Will the Cats buckle? It comes down towards half forward. Falling to the ground, Mackey coughed it up. Graham slams a hand pass into the path of Schneider. Getting back was the big guy Mumford. Still going was Jones. Schneider slipped over. Crawling after it, Mumford. Picked up by Goddard. Whoop, across the line, Montagna. He was caught.
Well called, Dennis. So that was outstanding play there by Mumford, the big ruckman, to chase the St Kilda play down there. I reckon he gives them a lot more momentum around the ground too, Mumford, than what Blake's been able to give them this afternoon.
Yep. Goddard from Gardner, and then Kelly over the top. Milne with a little one, a dinky one, but cut off. Just couldn't get enough on it.
Oh, came the wrong side of the post.
That's behind.
So point. So obviously Taylor took the mark over the line.
Just a metre back for me, Nick.
No, he took the mark, but he back into the behind slot and then kicked the ball out through between the two goal posts, which means an automatic behind.
Yeah, he was well inside. Thanks, Lee. So Chapman.
Thanks, Justin.
Not much room for error now for Geelong, is it? They're 3 goals down. It's been such a tight match. Just 8 goals for them in 3 quarters.
Gardner reaches over the top, knocked it down. Disciplined stuff. Del Santo, Baker, Ray, now Hayes. Kicks inside the forward 50. Revolt attracted a crowd. Ball spills in front. Ling did well. Enright, Taylor. Ling under pressure. Ablett from half-back. Kept his head. Chapman been terrific.
Right out, guys! Right out! Right out, Gary!
It's their bottom-tier players for Geelong who haven't performed today. Straight to Gardner. There's no doubt about saying something nice about a player. What happens next? There's Montagna. Runs down towards right half forward. Centering kick. Had plenty of time. Harley.
Start at the back, please.
Haven't seen him do that much this afternoon, Tom Harley. That's normally his bread and butter, that type of kick. Coming in, a long high kick into the opposition forward line.
Taylor to Corey. Got to take chances here, the Cats, when they're coming out of the 50, and they did then. Varco up to centre wing. Corey running hard. Varco's got too much on it. Ray didn't take it cleanly, though. They rode him out of it. Varco, ball still in. Varco, toe poking to Burns. Baker takes him over the line.
One of the things you know about confident defence is if you get a chance to jump third up, they'll jump third up and mark. And Gilbert's been doing it all day, and Harley just set himself for that as well.
Hawkins, Gardner's second effort, terrific after winning the tap.
Held in. Good tackle. Thanks, Tom. This way, Tom. Coming through, guys.
Tom's got to do something. Forget about the past. Live in the present. Selwood, Rook. Little fumble from Ablett. Tries to fight his way out of there. Taken down by Ray. Saints come away with it. Hayes kicks to the wing. Hands in the back, Mackie. We've got the arm, says the umpire.
It's where Geelong have to spread. They have to choose the width across the centre of the ground, but St Kilda covering it very well.
Mackie takes something off the kick. Mooney approached it rather tentatively. Burns, 65 metres out. Goes looking for Chapman on the bounce. Dragged down Bartell. Hurriedly onto the boot. Floats towards the square. Well done by Blake. Kept his head. Now Gilbert decides to run it up.
Missed the tackle.
Varco, Lee was talking about, so Ray.
Coming into this game, it was the #1 defensive side in the competition against the #1 attacking side, and we've always been taught that defence defeats attack in big games, and that's exactly how it's played out so far.
Well, I think they've had an average of about 58 points kicked against them all year, St Kilda.
They are incredibly difficult to score against.
Geelong hasn't quite got to that number yet. Baker was going to go to Hayes, decided against it. Dal Santo on the wrong side for him. That's a good kick, though. To Graham. And then Graham delivers to centre-half forward. Milne's in a very good position. His half volley was good. He slipped. And the handball not that effective. Though Fisher squeezes it. Revolt misses it. Gardner loping in. Gets a boot to it. Munford gets back. And his handball hit the behind post. And... okay, was that out in the full? So Montagna, Gardner's kicked his third. And the Saints lead by 4 kicks.
What did Ray pay? And Gardner, what a pronounced influence he's had. 3 goals.
Jimmy
Some holding.
by the jumper, Jimmy Bartell.
Well, on one side, Bartell was being held. On the other, Benny Hayes was being held.
There's a big ask now. They need to kick more than 4 goals to win. They've kicked 8 in 3 quarters and a bit of footy.
Chapman against 3. Wow. Hayes. Blake. Umpire Bozo did well. Blake through midfield. Kelly. Milne. Clark. Jones. Kelly. Milburn back on the ground. Nursing a bad knee. Jones threaded out. Graham. The spiral. Nobody back. How will it bounce towards the boundary line? Kaczynski heard the call from his mate. Across the face of goal. Ball. Couldn't get boot to, you know what? A chance here for Mackie. Mackie out of defence. Finds Taylor and they build again.
Just hanging on the Cats. Enright could mark Chapman. Little kick from Milburn, and now Varco. Burns has got some space here. He'll attack the goal and go for it. Giving it a ride. Not a good kick. Oh, awful in the end.
So they're great though, St Kilda, that defensive unit. They'll allow you a kick from outside 50, but they just won't allow you back inside the arc.
So the biggest attendance ever for an AFL game here at Etihad Stadium. Docklands, the 10th season of footy here. Hayes to Goddard, to McAvoy, to Dal Santo. Did well to McAvoy. Hayes has had a wonderful last quarter. Another good kick. Milne's got Revolt running. Can it bounce for the room? No. Scarlett had to get off his man. Should have been a free kick. Taylor, Kelly, Bartell. Back to Hogan, back to Bartell, back to Enright. Wanted Ablett initially. Hogan over the top. Ling needs the bounce. He gets it. Can he deliver now? Looks for Burns. Clark belts it away.
He's just one more dangerous forward that St Kilda would have had to watch.
Selwood is back on the ground. Montagna on his knees. Hayes, what a game he's played. Floats it up towards the wing. Harley kept coming. Finds it on the ground. Kicks to half forward. Going back is Gilbert. Giving a contest down there was Mooney. Ricochets off Burns. Comes to Milburn. Milburn pops it up to Burns. Wonderful stuff there by Blake. Burns in pursuit. Will it stay in? Gilbert's tracking him. Gilbert got him. Wonderful despairing tackle. It comes back to Milburn. He's got it just outside the 50. Short one on the strong mark. No. Ablett put it down. Varco trying to find a way through. Hand passes towards full forward. Knocked down by Ralph Clark. Knocked out by Varco. Taken by Rook. And by hook or by crook, Rook has kicked a goal.
Can Geelong get an easy goal? You feel like they need one, don't they? But they're still in this match. Very much so. Blake won the tap. Ray couldn't get an effective disposal there. Bartel. Well done, Graham. Montagna running hard. Still Montagna. Good kick. Revolt on the burst. And then Revolt goes to centre half forward. Rook crashing and bashing and going for goal. Schneider and missing the lot.
That's just pressure. He actually had a bit of time there, Schneider, but well aware of the fact that he hasn't had any time or space all day. Just put the ball quickly on his boot.
So Ablett over the top. Corey in right danger here. Kelly's in trouble. I reckon he might be gone. No.
Didn't drag it in. No, he didn't. He actually grabbed it and went to ground, and then you tackled him. He didn't drag it in.
That's really been the story of the day. Geelong's handball just can't seem to release into a player into space. The hand pass receiver's under pressure as well.
Very open goal side here. Kelly. Bit lucky moments ago. Del Santo towards full forward. Getting back. Rook did well. He was tentative going at that one. The player's still uncertain about that rule.
That's all.
Brought the ball up.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Steve.
And Andrew Mackey's got the Rewald matchup just for the time being. Maybe just Taylor's just having a spell.
Wrong end of the ground here for the Cats. Spills out of the pack. Little 1-2 there from Hogan across towards Selwood. Taken by Ablett. Chapman set a task. Hasn't got the football. Still oodles of time. Just under 10 minutes.
So Chapman to Mackey.
Gee, that's hard running.
Del Santo's got him. Play on call. Baker to try and fetch it. He can't. His leg, surely. Oh.
Back. Advantage.
So advantage to the Saints. Gilbert. Good kick. Kaczynski up the ground. That's not such a good kick.
Oh, well done.
No, Bartel has played one of the best games of his career, the Brownlow medalist. It's 50 against Schneider, I think.
It'd have to be just inside 50 from that.
So Bartel will take the kick.
The Rays are saying that wasn't disposable.
I think they would have been much better without the 50-metre penalty as it turned out, because it was like broken play and there was a lot of free players.
I reckon you might have had your hands up in the air, whereas you had them in. Okay.
Just outside his range again here too, Bartel, so they're going to have to find another kick, another target inside 50. And this is where St Kilda have been so great all afternoon defending.
Well, he uses Chapman. He tries a spiral, doesn't get onto it. Gardner falling over. It's a goal. It's gone all the way.
Only Domino's has an online real-time pizza tracker.
12-6, 10-7. 9 points the difference. The other 11. Getting excited. Chapman goes back. Still thinking about his good fortune. Corey is running off half-back. Down the throat of Mooney. And Mooney hung on.
No, hold it. No, hold it. Don't do anything silly, right? There's enough force, mate, okay? Let's go back here on the 50, thanks.
8 of the 22 goals have been kicked from outside 50, and we saw Cam Mooney unload one before. His kicking action is often better when he knows he has to really kick the ball hard.
Umpire Vozzo channeling Dr. Phil. Here comes the kick from Mooney. Long bomb. Right on the line, knocked forward. Goal umpire says, goal!
Geelong with 3 quick goals. And that deafening roar gets... Oh! Even Loudy threw it, Clark. Chapman off the ground. Burns, good pick-up. Hayes onto him. Ablett in hard. Baker's little gift, terrific. Jones, good. Hayes, so good in this term. Low kick, lovely kick. Revolt. Kazitsky's on the burst. Revolt goes over the top. That's a lovely kick to Milne.
Oh boy, how's that context on that half-back flank? I mean, just the intensity and the effort. St Kilda won it.
He doesn't love set shots, Milne, does he? He's happiest when he's snapping and running. 5 goals, 6 from set shots this year. It's floating and wobbling. It's a goal.
Can the Cats find something again? Mumford straight down to Hayes. Hayes towards half forward. Revolt got a hand to it. Geelong, no margin for error now. Well done, Kelly. Soccer off the ground, Corey. Diving after the football, Montagna. Fed it to McWalter. Goals beckon. Del Santo misses. That's Australian for oops.
Selwood again held up in the tackle. Chapman to Rook.
Well, they're out here.
Bartell's on. Bartell's got a panic.
They've got the numbers here. He's got to carry it.
Goes low with a beautiful kick to Milburn.
Sam, 1 metre back here.
He just thought his way through it brilliantly, Bartell, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he had the ability to execute the kick too. It was a long, hard, low, flat kick. It had to get there quickly. Gilbert was closing quickly.
Those legs had to be aching, Tim.
They must be just about out on their feet, some of these players.
Good move by Bomber to put Milburn to full forward. Not sure the last time he kicked 2 goals in a match, but he's got it now. Geelong come again.
And suddenly Milburn has produced a couple of goals. Back in the middle, Bartell, Sublime, Ling, Corey. Wide to Selwood. 4 names that really hurt any opposition the moment they hear them. The kick goes down towards the pocket. At a 5th. Ablett lurking. Applies a tackle on Gilbert. It's out of bounds. Boundary throw in.
I don't think the umpire was watching it the whole time. I think Ablett would have got the free if the umpire was watching the contest in front of the footy.
Well,
Hayes, yet another clearance in this last quarter. Mackie worked to the front. Corey, 3rd man up. Revolt important. Goddard's normally a beautiful kick because he needs the bounce. He did well. Goes back. Right thing to do. McWalter. Hayes tired. Very tired. Brought down. Wonderful tackle by Selwood. And then another good tackle by Montagna.
That clearance at the other end, we saw that in the 3rd quarter where they tapped the ball over the back in the forward pocket. Hayes has been sitting there all afternoon just waiting for it. They actually palmed the ball back down to him again.
He's had 10 clearances, Lenny Hayes.
been outstanding. Gardner only as far as Chapman. Advantages paid. Lingers away. A goal to level the scores. Cats are surging. Ling in midfield. Mooney on the lead. Man on the flank. Stokes wants the football. Give it to him. Goes wide. Stokes has got it now. Open goal. Scores a tide. And the tide is rolling for the Cats.
They've led for 113 of the 115 minutes of Kilda. Geelong's never been in front. Bartell again. Inside 50. Mooney. Well, Lee, you talked about Mooney, isn't it?
I was going to say about Bartell. Bartell may have had games where he's had more possessions, but I don't think he's had more influence ever in a game of football. No, he has just been magnificent.
Seeing the Brownlow medalist at his best, aren't we? Gardner won the tap. Hayes held on to.
I mean, sometimes stats don't mean a lot, but if you've got the ball in your hands today, you've earned it.
Revolt continuing to work in this last quarter. And Hayes and Revolt have combined a number of times in this fourth term.
Gilbert has been so good. Blake up towards half-back.
Clark in the middle.
Clark now. Open forward line. Kazitsky's on the move. Attracts the football. Scarlett goes with him. Kazitsky was held. No free kick. Charging in there, Milne. Ball squirts out. Mackie to Milburn to Enright. Oh, Mumford. Oh, Mumford did well. Kelly. Chapman. Not again. Don't ask it twice. Mumford was in trouble.
Now
Chapman.
they're clear. Now they're out.
Mackie. This place is going ballistic. Around the outer side. Hogan goes down towards half forward. Opportunity in front. Blake went to ground. Goddard kept his head. Ball's got the footy to half forward. Jones against the boundary. Pulsating stuff. End to end. Throwing himself at the football is Nick Revolt.
Just that work rate. Revolt to full forward. Milne almost. They need a score. Mackie. Blake, well, the big guys are being asked some big questions, aren't they? Blake's handball to Mackie, to Enright. Well, 3 minutes to go. Scores are level.
They're out on their feet.
Ablett did very well. Fisher gets back. Good tackle. Rook brings him down. Ablett's taken down. In hard Rook. Corey with Clark. Free kick to Corey. The advantage is given, I think. Play on. Varco brought down. Bull's got him. McWalter works. Back to Blake. Back to McWalter. Jones. Big call by the umpire there. And then Jones at half back. Down the line. Revolt and Taylor. Ball bouncing. Still in. Taken by Milburn. Little handball. Back to Chapman.
They can barely pick their legs up. Taylor to half forward. Three Saints lurking at the back, Fisher.
Not one Geelong forward moved then to the ball. They just couldn't.
Goddard. This deserves a draw.
Now it's a game of keeping off because it's broken play. There'll be teammates clear. Just must hold possession.
Dawson to Del Santo. Gilbert involved earlier. Montagna's got it on the wing. Over the shoulder. No 50.
Ball's free here too.
Montagna. Always dangerous with the ball in his hands. Goes to Luke Ball. Dropping back is Revolt. It's in his ballpark.
And Gardner!
The giant from the west.
So it was an elbow. It was an elbow to his head there. I mean, that was a heavy, sickening crash there from Gardner.
So Gardner has had plenty of time to think about this. If he kicks it, you doubt St Kilda can lose. He's kicked it.
It's Gardner's 30th birthday today and he's kicked 4. Saints all going back behind the ball. It's a great shot of it. Geelong need every bit of luck they can get now. Del Santo hacks it forward. Revolt, well done, Mackie. Pressure, Hogan, just his second match. Montagna cuts it off. Little give. Free kick.
Geelong through.
So technical against Milne. So Kelly to Corey. And Corey wide. To Corey Enright. This is the last roll of the dice. Mumford to Enright. Enright to half forward.
Mooney uses his body illegally.
That's a man. Still 2 actions.
So now St Kilda will just kick it around. Geelong racing back to pick up the men.
Geelong have been good enough to get back to make sure he has to kick it over the man on the mark.
Kazitsky close to the boundary line. Gardner rises We talked about him before the game. Attack them at their weakness. But although Mumford's been okay, St Kilda win.